Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Jamel Matthias.
Yep, you got it.
So happy that you are here. Hello, hello. And I'm happy that you said yes. I want to present you to the audience. You are a curious soul in this beautiful journey of life. You have a great fulfillment in helping people to develop a wealth mindset, focus the power of thought, and create practical abundance in any area of life. For example, money mindset, health, lifestyle, etc. And then you said something beautifully. We have been conditioned to limit our greatness. What do you mean by that? And what is your greatness?
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, the condition part, thanks for having me, by the way. You know, this is fun. The condition part is basically how we've been raised since birth without certain awareness of certain information that you and I are both aware of. Being conditioned, meaning just relying on our five senses and just kind of following the follower in life. And with certain information, you're able to kind of wake up, you know, and that's the opposite of being conditioned. It's unconditioned once you realize the abundance that we have. What was the follow-up question that you had? What is
Yeah, your greatness.
my greatness?
Yes.
Probably would be perseverance and pulling out the greatness of others. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and also to inspire me to ask that question. And we see in your background, you are a Proctor Gallagher consultant, PGI consultant, we call it. And what inspired you to become a PGI consultant?
Great question. What inspired me so much was it was probably, well, Bob Proctor has a big, big spirit, and what he was teaching, it struck to the core. It was so powerful for me. And I didn't realize I ran into The Secret, the movie, way years before I even knew Bob was in there. And here's Bob showing up years after saying, hey, Jamel, I know all this stuff. And it just really resonated with me. And through that resonation, I wanted to help people with this as it was affecting me in a positive way. I said, there's so many people in the world not knowing their true essence of being, and what they're capable of creating in life. And I love talking about it every day. Yeah.
I love it. Yes, I share this passion with you, talking about this every day. And as we know, when we set goals, for example, we need a burning desire to attain it, to achieve it, to work on it every day. And what inspires you every day to work on your goal?
Um, Legacy and impact. Of course, the material things are a byproduct of that, right? A lot of people say make a lot of money, better lifestyle, but legacy also leaving something here as I transition, to a higher plane. Even for my family, I got a little daughter, it's important for her to see me do something um, that's impactful for others and not just a regular I come from a traditional working background, and I was able to transition to this, so I'm really grateful to be able to help people with this type of information. So legacy and impact, I would say. Yeah.
I love that very much. And when we think about the impact and the legacy Bob let us, or how do you call it, left or to us on this planet, and we are his legacy. Sure, we are transporting the message as well. You mentioned Bob Proctor as one of your mentors, of course, and you mentioned also the film and the book The Secret, which came out in, I think, 2006 or 8 or something. And what happened in between? You said, yeah, you were not not aware that Bob was in it, and then he came. He came into your life again. What happened in the years, or what did you do in the years in between?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that could be a longer call, but I'll give you a short version. Um, The Secret was introduced to me by my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, long time ago. I think right when it came out, she gave me the little CDs that you can listen to. So I only had the audio. I didn't see the movie yet. So the audio inspired me to see the movie, and then I got to visually see it as well. During that time, I was going to college. So, I come from a lower income family, and I was working several jobs and working, going to school. You know, it was a very, very busy time for me. And when Secret was introduced to me, I would occasionally look at the information, get inspired, get motivated. But somehow it just kept coming back into my life during all that. I wouldn't say turmoil, but there was a lot of movement, a lot of action. My focus was college, graduate, because my parents definitely wanted me to graduate. So, and also, balancing that and you know, my professional life at the time, I had like two jobs. It was a lot for me at the time, but I did graduate, and The Secret kept coming back into my life. And it in the working field, when after I graduate, I started getting more into it. I started reading it more frequently. I became more open to it. And that's when I realized, looking at the movie, after Bob revisited me, I noticed that was Bob almost in the first 5 minutes of the film. And I was like, wow, I've been watching Bob videos on YouTube so much. One night I remember, and this is how I started studying what Bob has been teaching. Actually, I knew Earl Nightingale before Bob many years ago. Like, I knew his material, and I didn't know that was his mentor. So one night I ran into a Bob video, and I stayed up the entire night. This is a work night. I had to work the next day from sundown to sun up. I couldn't stop watching all this content. And I knew right there's something very special. So here I am today. I help people nonstop every day with it. And yeah, that's kind of the short version of the years in between.
Oh, I absolutely love this. Thank you so much for sharing. And
My
of
pleasure.
course, there were other people in the movie. You said you were in listening mode. Then my next question is, do you have other mentors or coaches that inspires you?
Yeah, yeah. Mostly what Bob reads a lot, Napoleon Hill. I read a lot of his content. One of my favorites is Neville Goddard's work. I love his work a lot. Feeling is the Secret. What's this one here? The Science of Getting Rich, uh, Wallace Wattles. The Power of Awareness is one of my favorites. That's a really deep one. This is a special version with Awakened Imagination. One of my favorite chapters in there is the Coin of Heaven. It
Mm.
talks about oneself, basically becoming oneself internally, inside out. So it talks about subjective control, how you control your thoughts and your awareness of it. Really deep, and it's very poetically written. So I love Neville Goddard. Um, Leslie Brown. I used to listen to him a lot. I have a lot of his books, and Tony Robbins, a few of his. Jim Rohn. I love his material. And yeah, that's a few.
I love them too. Oh, thank you
Good.
so much. And I also came
My pleasure.
across them when I started my journey with Bob. I was not aware of them before. And my next question is, how do you inspire other people?
Oh, I just did it before this call. So that explains my 5 minutes. My apologies for being late. I was like, oh yeah. I was on a camera on Believe in the Unseen. I was sharing I inspire people every day by posting, on social media. We met on LinkedIn. I do have an event coming up actually, and I do free webinars where I'm sharing a lot of Bob's content about I'm talking about the power of thoughts, our awareness of thoughts, conscious, subconscious mind, talking about setting goals, basically getting direction in life, the power of fear, versus faith. So it's very powerful things a lot of us tend to just not be totally aware of on a daily basis. So to inspire people, I am always on social media. Every day I have to at least post once, or I like to go live like this. I like to talk to people, but I also like to inspire with the knowledge and sharing that, you don't have to be you don't let the outside control you. You create everything outside of here. And you have this potential of creating your own environment. But a lot of people are not aware of that. So I constantly have to inspire, And there's a beautiful quote: motivation comes from the outside,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm talking to, like social media, I have a private Facebook group, Facebook. I do YouTube sometimes, and I'm very active on Instagram, and I do TikTok as well. So, when people see me, they're motivated because they hear the information, but inspiration comes from the inside, you know? So once they get that message and it's still there, they're inspired to do more, be more, have more, and that's tapping into that abundance. But yeah, it's I wouldn't replace it for anything.
Thank you so much. Your words are gold. And I'm on TikTok too. We have to connect. Definitely. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love it so much that you spread the message and that you inspire other people. And you know what? I didn't know this until I started this podcast, because the podcast, the word came by intuition to me in the middle of the night. And I asked myself the question, what inspires me and what is it? Then I had some of the first interview guests and they said, I inspire myself. And then I thought, oh yeah, that's the solution. Nothing on the outside can influence you if you don't allow it, so to say. But the best thing is to be inspired from within, as you said. So thank you so much. And I want to know now more about your gifts and talents.
My gifts and talents. Um, well, it's funny you bring that up, and you're welcome, by the way, and thank you for having me. Um, my gifts, I believe, it's funny you say that because I had to do a personality there's like these personality quizzes or tests where you can learn what your gifts are. And one of mine is my voice and my charismatic personality. So somehow, um, those are two big gifts for me, and I'm developing them even more. Um, and it's a humanistic approach. I'm probably one of the, I'm very, very fun, there's different personality colors. I'm very yellow. I like to help people, you know. I'm also analytical, so I'm partly green, so I like to know things. So these are traits that I have. And the gift is, my voice, positivity, mindset. That's a big gift for me. I wasn't always like this because I would allow things to affect me certain ways, just like most people that probably listen to this or watch this. Um, but with that awareness and meditation, I meditate every day, for clarity and clearing my mind and giving me focus. I visualize every day. So I'm looking at an affirmation now. So, these are things that heighten my gifts, I guess. Yeah. Does that kind of answer a bit?
Yeah, thank you so much. I love that you brought this up with your voice. It's important. Also, you mentioned Les Brown. He's a speaker. How do you call it? Speaker trainer or he teaches, I don't know, yeah, he teaches you how to speak. And yeah, and at the answer was perfect. And I want to know, we both are consultants or facilitators for thinking into results as well. And in lesson 1, we know this, being aware of worthy ideals. Do you set goals for yourself? And what is one of your goals for 2024?
That's a great question. Yeah, the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Yeah, Earl Nightingale's definition of success. Yeah, I love that. My goal for this year is basically being in PGI's Circle of Excellence. So my goal is for the bronze pin, which is I believe 20 clients. So for the year, and it's May, so we're progressively moving towards that. I like I mentioned this Saturday, I have an event coming up for talking to new people and just helping them out with the information, especially if it's new or people that revisit it and come back. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be fun. Um, that's a goal for me. And, with that, obviously there's a monetary goal. Um, but that's my main goal. And also balance more time with my family. You know, it's important to have that balanced time of helping people, but also, being a father and being a husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe also the balance of giving and receiving. When you give so much information, knowledge, wisdom, coaching, teaching, then you receive back, you receive. Yes, this is so beautiful.
Right.
So much. And what, where can I find your event? Is it in your Facebook group or on LinkedIn or where?
Yeah, a couple places. It's on LinkedIn. It's up there as an event. It's on my Instagram, Believe in the Unseen here. The link in the bio will take you to the link to Meetup. I use Meetup for events, but we met, so I can personally send you the Zoom link directly, and you can just join. Even if you want to talk too, you can. I don't mind.
You don't.
Uh, this particular event, it's a highlight of the top things that most people said was the most impactful. So I'm taking very potent information and kind of packaging it all in one hour. So it's a very powerful call.
I love
Yeah.
that. And also the title, Believe in the Unseen. We don't have to do webinars for hours. We can get to the point and then deliver the message. And yes, and add,
Right.
of course. Okay.
Yeah. And
Mm,
time is an illusion, right?
yes.
We use time to kind of perceive things,
Mhm.
and it can happen very fast. Anything can, it's our
Yeah,
belief system. Yeah.
overnight.
Yes. Quantum leaps.
Oh, thank you so much. I have one last question, and it is about, because you already talked about your offers, and we will put the link in the show notes. And please, please connect to Jamel. He's amazing. Yes, and this is what this podcast is about: connecting people all around the world. This is so beautiful. Okay, my last question is when people reach out to you, and they will, how can they help you? What are you looking for? Where do you need support?
Um, well, how can they help me? That's a great question. Well, I want to reach more people, you know? So if you can help me reaching more people, such as yourself, Caroline, doing these podcasts, I'm always open to talking and new opportunities. So if you can help me, reach more people that want more out of life, more money, better living, lifestyle, it doesn't matter what the desire is because it's unique to that person. Help me get to them. And that's how you can help me, helping other people. Yeah.
That very much. Now is time for your last message to the audience.
Thank you, Caroline. This is awesome. Well set. I like the structure. My last word to the audience. Today is a special day. Every day is a day for a new beginning. Don't let the past hold you back. Don't worry about the future. The present moment is a present. It's a gift. Where are your thoughts going? Where is your energy going? Where is your gratitude? Remember, gratitude sets you on a high frequency. So it's important to be grateful and as much time as possible. So every moment, remember where you're going, because life could happen and you forget where you're going. That's focus, but also listen to your intuition, because as you have focus, you start receiving things to guide you to the direction that you want in this present moment. So hopefully that's helpful. And thanks again for this. I appreciate it.
Yes, it was great. I appreciate you and your presence today in the now moment. Thank you so much for saying yes to this podcast, and see you in the next